Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi going off on their own, for some off training of their own. Kakashi tells Naruto not to worry, as he have a really powerful attractor, somebody who might even be on the same skill level as him. They teach him for the junior terms, but why? I already have Goku. Yes, you have Goku to teach you, but you still need to learn and upkeep on your ninjutsu. It's not the you can't just rely on your ki. Someday you might meet an opponent who might be able to turn it off, just like they can block chakra. You never know. As Goku says, no, that's pretty much impossible. But he says the daggers at Goku. But he is right. It is pretty responsible to learn multiple ways to use all of your power at once. So I guess we'll give it a shot. Fine, what's his name? Actually, you should think you're dirt. His name is Jiraiya. You mean wanting a free legendary signing just like Orochimaru? Yeah, just like him, but don't worry. He's one of the most powerful ninja in the village. He's even stronger than Orochimaru himself, having wielded enough powers to kill him. Oh, really? So I'm gonna get super strong by training with him, man, Goku? Yes. Naruto, but I'm gonna take Sakura. But I'm gonna take Sakura. I have somebody whom she might be able to benefit with as well. Who? Frank. The teacher of another team, since none of them are really going to be participating this year in the final set of Jonin exams, she agrees to take Sakura under her wing. Or maybe even Uncle. You know what? You gave me a good idea. Sakura's going to train on her uncle in Korone. Uh, this may be a mistake. May not be the best idea I had, but sure the funniest. Noticing how he somewhat fears of both of them. As he goes out for Sasuke and Sakura goes to her instructors. And he asks Kakashi before he leaves where will he find Jiraiya. He says probably at one of the hot springs. As Naruto asks, wait, hot spring? Why would he be at a hot spring? Naruto asks. And he says, don't worry about it. As Naruto goes to the hot spring and he's looking for Jiraiya, but then he sees some old man, people trying to people and women, and Naruto being somewhat polite and respectful, he hits the old man on the back of his head, saying, "What are you doing?" As he says, "Hey kid, that wasn't very nice of you. How dare you?" As he says, "Oh, don't give me any of that crap, you perverted old bastard. What are you doing? I'm just looking at what nature is giving us quite thoroughly. I should teach you a lesson, but I don't have time for that. I'm looking for my sensei. And who's your sensei supposed to be? Please, my sensei is legendary. He's one of the free legendary signing." And she says, "Oh, a signing, huh?" As he's jumping up around like a lunatic. And he says, "I am the legendary soul sage, Jiraiya." As Naruto's like, there's no way you're the legendary Jiraiya. Are you? What do you mean by that? Some perverted old man like you. There's no way in hell that you could ever be as strong as him. That wasn't very nice, kid. But anyway, I am Jiraiya. I am going to be teaching you. Your name is supposed to be Naruto, right? Uh, duh. Oh, come on. We're going somewhere. We're going to go somewhere a little bit private. But first, we're going to need to get you to summon a soul sage. A soul what? You're going to need a contract with the toads for a place we're going to teach you. Here, come on, just sign this. As Naruto does, by the way, you have to sign it in blood. As he pricks his finger, signing a contract. And he invites along Goku since he's going to be rather important from Naruto training. Here, time moves a little bit slower. So a month up there, let's just say it's about 2 months here. So you're going to have a little bit more training. That's not. That's how is that possible? I don't know. Just go ahead and tell us our guess. Sign just moves slower here for some reason. I'm going to be teach you a new mode. Now what's that? It's called Sage Mode. And throughout the first month of Naruto training, he's actually able to master Sage Mode within the first month of the training. And he's like, wait, what? How is that? How is that even possible? And Jiraiya is shocked, and in fact, he still haven't mastered Sage Mode, not even in the slightest bit. But throughout this month, Jiraiya also been training with Goku, picking up the bases that he even faster than Naruto did, and even faster than everybody else. And he's begun to merge it with our Rasengan, creating a new technique he picked up called the Rasen Wave. As he merged the elements of the Kamehameha and the Rasengan, even managing to complete the Rasengan like Minato planned to, creating this weird flame of Rasengan, and he likes to call it the Blazing Rasengan, or if you merge with the Kamehameha, the Sun Rasen Wave, which incinerates everything. And Jiraiya is kind of shaky, and he even mastered Sage Mode as well, since this key is a lot like nature energy for some weird reason. So he ends up finally mastering Sage Mode, just like Naruto did, becoming a true Soul Sage. So yeah, even Jiraiya here is a lot stronger. And Naruto also learns how Rasengan, but he also learns something else. He's also finally able to learn the Kaioken, being able to use it up to a time 5, just like Goku was within the Sand Saga. He's finally able to pick it up, and Jiraiya wants to learn that technique as well. But Goku tries to introduce something else within this month as well, something that he was actually planning on doing anyway, getting Naruto to learn the elements of Gaki, as he just shows off Super Saiyan God and what it is, and Naruto and Jiraiya are both shocked. Jiraiya not really wanting any of that, content with his own power, and not really wanting any of this godly power. And before they left, he's already given a piece of it to Sakura and Sasuke. He kind of just tell Naruto to touch it, and you have to absorb the energy within you. And Sakura and Sasuke was already able to do this. As Naruto tries, but his body begins to drop fast as all the different powers within Naruto's body with Ki, Chakra, and Kurama somewhat rejected this new power, not being on the friendliest terms off Naruto, but realizing he can't do anything about it, and this new energy begins to overpower him. Naruto starts to slam back up, and Jiraiya realizes, wait, I can't sense any of his ki anymore. What is this? It's called God Ki. It's the power of the gods, or them. And Naruto begins to breathe, and he realizes he can feel his sensory have become a lot better. He feels it's not raging like Kurama chakra or the Mantel's Fall chakra. He feels at peace. He feels like he can finally rest, and he feels like he can breathe. It's so peaceful, but at the same time, he feels a he feels a heat coming off of it. He feels at peace. He feels everything. And he asks, what is this? It's called Gaki. Soon you're going to be able to use a certain technique. Kind of like this. Wait, so you're saying my hair is going to turn red? I mean, kind of. It's kind of happened with Topo in the Tournament of Power. A bit freeze frame. I don't think Super Saiyan God is an actual Saiyan technique. I think it's just what happens when a mortal with Gaki. Because I think the Dragon Ball Super manga, Go Topo didn't have that God of Protection mode. He had the same aura as the Super Saiyan God. It was just called Blazing Aura. So I generally believe that same thing could happen with humans. So anybody who learns how to use God Ki, and that's what's going to happen. I mean, going back to the story, and yes, you're going to be able to use something like this, but not exactly. Since I'm a Saiyan, it kind of changed the elements a bit, and it created a whole new transformation with you. It's going to be more like an aura, but you're at least a few months, or even a few years away from that yet. But you do have the beginning process of Gaki, and it doesn't seem to be stable in any of you three. Actually, I wonder why. Maybe I could get Whis here, and he can. Maybe I could get Whis here, and he can help you. Maybe you just need to go on the staff like me and Vegeta did. But eventually, 2 months passed, and Naruto learned the Rasengan. He learned Szechuan. He learned the Kaioken at his master limit band at times 5. Even mastering at least one technique of the Rasengan, the Jiraiya technique, the Rasen Wave, and the Rasen Shuriken. As eventually, he finally has over to Sasuke and Sakura, and Sakura looks a bit different. She has a little bit of scars or bruising everywhere, but she seems a bit rougher and tougher, and she seems a lot less scared. And he can feel the power coming off her. It's only been about a month for her. How in the world did she get this strong? And he yells out as Sakura kind of face palms, kind of in fear, and she thinks of the hard training that Uncle and Kornai put her through. Unknown to her, she's going to have a loud word whenever I introduce Tsunade Isagasori. She's like, oof, I don't want to talk about it. But the new things are, I like snakes now. Lots of them. S like a Orochimaru? Yes, like a Orochimaru. Don't worry about it. But maybe I get a new friend or something. I really hate this. And it's annoying and it's evil. As it's probably nothing to worry about. As Roscoe and Sasuke is even stronger entering being able to unlock his free Tomoe shotgun while training with Kakashi. And he learned coming up with a few energy based attacks of its own, even learning the Shidori. Just as Kakashi taught him in the original, and a few more techniques as well. And at this point, they all obviously fully metric key, and they all have the beginning Sagaki, like I said earlier. And and we actually have a little bit of a small science skip. By the way, don't worry, Rock Lee is in fact alive. You have a little bit of a science skip to the first round of the Journey exams. And it's Neji versus Naruto. And oh my god, this is so unfair. Unfair. Back to the story. Sorry for all the free cuts. I am a bit in pain and I can't speak normally. But how this fight goes, Naruto begins to rush in at Neji, flipping over here, wanting to end the fight quickly, making 5 shadow clones. Massive Rasengan's are crashing down at Neji. Naruto barely holding anything back, but still holding back, not using any of his ki yet. As Neji uses rotation, pushing the clones away a little bit, but Naruto always clones power up their ki, pushing it, disrupting their rotation, not wanting to kill Neji, powering back their Rasengans, each of them punching Neji into the air as he yells out Uzumaki Mirage, knocking out Neji in only a couple of minutes. as the crowd goes wild, seeing the dead last of the academy, being able to take out one of their prodigies of the Hyuga clan in mere minutes as they face palm. Huh, I didn't know that kid was that strong. Now that you think about it, don't he kind of look like the fourth Hokage? No, it can't be. It was just in their head, but in that fight, Sasuke isn't yet here. So they kind of skip ahead. And Kankuro obviously not wanting to fight either. He also forfeit not wanting to reveal any of his secrets. And this is where we get Shikamaru versus Shimari fight, and that fight goes about the same as it can, and having no need to go over that whatsoever. And finally, we get a Sakura fight, but honestly, she automatically wins since Dosu is also a no-show. But Sasuke finally arrives, and we get his fight versus Gaara. As their fight begins, Sasuke begins to fly up in the air, rushing at Gaara, then just as fast as Lee, if not even faster than Lee at this point, with his weights off and using his second gate. And Gaara saying it's not able to keep up. As Gaara begins to get irritating much faster than he did originally in the original timeline. As Sasuke begins to kick all over Gaara, powering up farther and farther. As he eventually punches Gaara, breaking through the sand and his sand armor he had returned on body, sending Gaara flying across the floor. As he is angered, as visually earlier, before Sasuke gets to power up the Shigori, he begins to release Shikaku right there. And this is where the Konoha crush begins, just as in canon, and Kankuro and Temari come to get Gaara out of there, and Sasuke flying after Gaara to face him. As Sakura wakes up Naruto from the Genjutsu, they each of them go, and they try to help Sasuke out. And even though Sasuke is stronger here, he still can't face off against a one-tail Gaara. And Gaara being a bit crazier than in canon, Sasuke uses one of his new techniques, the Chidori gun, as he powers up Chidori, and it begins to turn purple, and he fires it off, carving the Shikaku and their sand armor, partial Shikaku armor, Desharon and Gaara, and Gaara begins to fist up blood. He's bleeding a lot, causing Shikaku to come out even more, forcefully trying to heal him. And Sasuke not being able to keep the techniques alone, since it gains massive amounts of chakra. As he powers it down, and Gaara is furious, and he powers up a massive sand sphere and a sand coffin, rushing towards Sasuke, but Naruto gets in the way, allowing Sasuke to rest a little bit. As he had time to go into Sage mode, and he yells out Kaioken time 2, and Sasuke is furious, like, what is this technique you're using? It's a technique Goku Sensei taught me. It's hot, but it trains my body a lot. As he spits up a bit of blood, even though time 5 is his max, time 2 still puts a lot of strain on his body, since he's a 13-year-old and he's only a human. Even though he can push it at times 5, if need be. He yells out Kaioken times 3, forming a Rasengan, of course not running to kill Gaara, rushing at him and carving through him, sending Gaara flying back. As he releases the full Shikaku, and he knocks himself out using his Jitsu, and Shikaku is there. As Naruto begins to fly up, And Kurama not wanted to be beat by the super mortals. He can't have that. Naruto unconsciously begins to use some of Kurama chakra, merging it with his ki, turning it from its normal yellow color to a raging fiery red. As he yells out Kaioken times 5 on top of Sage Mode, using another Rasengan, and this time it's turning purple for some reason, thanks to Kurama chakra. He yells out Rasen Wave, and a massive energy beam comes flying down shows Gaara, and Sasuke's like, this is the power I have to catch up to Naruto, so this far ahead of me? Just isn't fair. As Naruto, and he hears Naruto yells, as Gaara wakes back up, and all of a sudden percepts in him response as the Rasen wave eventually dies down. As he begins to breathe. As Naruto falls out of the sky, being trained horribly, and giving the same speech as he did as in canon. Samari, Angara, and Kankuro escapes as Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke head back to the village, injured of course, coming back to the news that the third Hokage died fighting Orochimaru, as they are saddened. But a week later, Jiraiya approaches Naruto, taking him on a mission to recover the fifth Hokage of Leaf, Tsunade Senju.